Alright, what's going on, Forgotten Nation? I'm your host, FG, and it's time for the State of Retro 2020 edition. For those new to the channel, this is an annual end-of-year update video I do that not only discusses trends within the channel, but is a moment to reflect on everything that happened within the year. The goods, the bads, and everything else has been 2020. Let's be honest, there's no sugarcoating what happened this year. I'm very fortunate to say that both me, my family, and those I hold dear were able to stay safe. A couple did get sick because of major events happening within the year, but we overcame them and didn't have to do with any major losses. So I'm very fortunate for that. But honestly, that's just sugarcoating the surface. 2020 has been one of the worst things in a very long time. I honestly believe that history repeats itself, and if we've seen time and time again with everything that's been happening, there's just so much that happened this year that not only brought many down, but it was just a bad morale that will forever plague history as one of the worst years of the modern century. So here's moving forward to next year and hoping that anything is better than what we experienced this year. For me, I actually took it a little hard, but I was able to overcome it. As I mentioned, I never did get sick, but it definitely took a hit when it came to studying at home. I was very fortunate to get through my studies. There were some classes I struggled with the switch to online hybrid learning, but very fortunate to come out through the top. And come this year approaching, I will be interning for a company in Chicago. So, I'm looking forward to finally getting my bachelor's come this summer. But only good things. But now let's talk a little bit about the channel, but before we get to that, I think it's time we announce a couple of merits on the channel. And let's start with what I personally believe is my pick for Game of the Year. To say this game came out at the perfect time would be an understatement. During what was considered the hardest points of the virus, a time where many were starting to feel deprived from communication, the lack of the outside world, and all the bad things that came along with it, it was nice to have a retreat of some sort. As a game that was actually delayed as a result of needing some extra polishing, the delay only helped in its favor, and it was a long time since the previous game in the series, New Leaf for the 3DS. It's everything we loved about the games that came before it, and add even more on top of it. And at a time where we just wanted an escape to essentially make something of our own creations, we couldn't have asked for anything that was better than Animal Crossing New Horizons. And there were plenty of other games that came out that I could have chose for Game of the Year, and I actually struggled a little bit in the making of this State of Retro trying to come up with just the right one. But in the end, I feel like the game that probably benefited the most this year had to have been Animal Crossing New Horizons. As I mentioned in the last year's State of Retro, despite a lot of stuff in that video not exactly aging well, the graphics card. From a 960 to an RTX 2070 Super, basically that's the equivalent of 2 console generations forward. He plays over on Mixer. This is an Oculus Quest, and plugged in right now is a cable through my computer thanks to Oculus Link. I did hope to deliver on one major aspect for my videos, and that was virtual reality, the Oculus Quest. And even though the Quest 2 is out now, I think I'm going to hold on to the original Quest for just a bit longer. And for good reason. It's still an amazing headset that makes for a great all-in-one, no wires attached VR experience. And the games it's able to emit are amazing, even with the Oculus Link cable. And heck, I think you would all agree, because my most popular video this year was Beat Saber, Oculus Link gameplay session. It got a lot of views, quite the community feedback, especially later on, and overall just made for an awesome video to be released on the channel for 2020. Thanks to everyone that watched it, whether you're curious about how it was running the Oculus Quest, or you just want to see me fool around Beat Saber. It's an amazing game for virtual reality, and whether you picked up a Quest 2 or you're just getting the VR, I would highly recommend trying Beat Saber for yourself. And I'm certain there's many more experiences to come for virtual reality, and Beat Saber takes the cake. So, the most popular video this year for 2020, is Beat Saber. The reason I show off the analytics, as I do every year, is because I feel like this stuff is not mine alone. The only reason we have these numbers is because of you, the viewers, the subscribers, and everyone else that engages in my content one way or another. It's thanks to everyone here, even the drag of a year that's been 2020, that we managed to see actually quite a bit of success, even more so than I would have thought. And I am deeply grateful for everyone that's helped the channel this year. I regret that I couldn't upload as much as I want to this year, and I fear that it's only going to get harder as time goes on now that I'm starting to finish my schooling. I'm going to be starting to work full-time eventually. It's catching up fast, and it does scare me, but I don't want to quit making videos anytime soon. More about this in just a little bit, but for now, let's talk about the analytics. From 2019 to 2020, we saw quite a bit of growth. We actually even made the numbers jump compared to the previous period. So I would say 2020 has been a pretty big success for the channel. Between over 35,000 views, 1.6 thousand watch time, and over 129 subscribers, both back and forth. So we managed to end off on a pretty big milestone of over 300 subscribers at year's end. Once again, thank you all so much for sticking around with my bullshits and watching my videos. As far as videos go, Hollow Knight is still the king. Though, it's pretty close though that Cuphead is down below. Of course, Beat Saber being the most popular video this year, and some other stuff from 2019. Overall though, I can't complain. I did say a lot of the word itself a lot though in Hollow Knight, and I've seen many point it out. It's one of those things I wish I could redo. Just saying. As we go to reach, a lot of my traffic comes from the YouTube search. I'm not that popular yet, so a lot of it is from people manually searching my name up on the Google search. But for those that did find me, thank you so much. It seems a lot of people actually still watch some of my older playthroughs, more specifically Super Monkey Ball. Yeah, even though I'm a bit surprised. It's a small amount, but it's there. It really is. And then of course Hollow Knight, Cuphead, all that fun stuff. As far as engagement goes, view duration has actually gone down, and I believe that's more so than what we saw in 2019. So we have a lot of people that click on the videos, don't really stick around a whole bunch, and then that's the end of it. And we've seen actually quite a dip in watch time as we go from video to video to video. Timestamps have definitely helped, but it is a problem that plagues the channel. People just don't seem to be interested in the content I'm making. How to improve that? I don't know. I'm gonna need everyone that's watching this their guidance moving forward. Once again, Hollow Knight still reigns on the top of the stats. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe for the playlist. Not sure what the top card is there. I'm really not sure. As far as the audience goes, I will never beg subscribers. There's a reason I do it. If you ever want to know, I can say that in a later time, but never gonna beg. But a very small margin watches the videos, and that was the case for 2020. A lot of you are watching sometime afternoon, and I feel like that works for the best for me too. It just works a whole lot better that way, dispersed throughout the week. A lot of people from the United States. We actually saw quite a couple of people too from other continents, other countries. Really cool stuff. It's cool to have some sort of like overseas of viewership. So thanks everyone that's overseas. And then a lot of males over females. Don't worry, still single. And just around my age. So pretty cool stuff all around. And then the revenue. We all know that YouTube cut me short many years ago, so I don't make any money off of YouTube. And it's a bit of a shame. As far as monetization goes, we still have quite a ways to go, but we're almost at the halfway point. Due time. Due time. But no, as far as 2020 goes, it's been a great year for growth. Once again, thank you, everyone that stuck around, dealt with my bullshits. It's been one hell of a year for sure, but the fact that there is still support on the way, and many of you, whether you're tuning in for the first time or stuck since the very beginning, just thank you so much for being here on this journey. The journey doesn't end here, but it's definitely becoming a challenge as time goes on. So let's see what 2021 awaits. Now it's time for the fun part. What's gonna happen in 2021, and what should you, the viewers, be expecting from my channel? Well, to be honest, not even I know. If there's one thing we learned from 2020, anything can happen. Though I do have some ideas planned in mind. The question is whether I'll have enough time to do it. As I mentioned throughout the video, I will be starting an internship soon, coming these early months of spring. So, as far as how much time I may have to make videos, it's going to be a little slow in the beginning of the year. Don't worry, because I still have plenty planned. And it begins with making up what was lost in 2020. When it comes time, there will be a couple of unboxings that were late due in 2020, but never actually arrived yet due to delays in shipping. Gotta love COVID-19 and the effects it had on the industry. But anyways, if there's one little teaser I can give, it's retro and it's limited run games. So look forward to that. I can guarantee there's at least 2 unboxings happening sometime next year. As far as gaming goes, I still want to do some more gameplay sessions, but I also want to return to the Let's Play scene. And as part of those unboxings, I believe the next Let's Play won't just be one game, but rather, it's going to span the entire series. Don't worry, because it is a short series, so it's not going to take forever. But it's at least something that could tie the channel down for a little bit, for those periods where videos were definitely slow. Because if there's one mistake I mentioned before in 2020, there just wasn't as many videos as I wanted there to be. So stay tuned for 2021, because I'll have plenty more pumping out thanks to this Let's Play when the time comes. But until then, I'm going to be a bit busy. But that said, this channel isn't dead anytime soon. We're just getting started, and we got plenty more to work on. So I love the challenge. So let's hope I'm able to meet these deadlines. Stay tuned, everyone. Alright, and that's going to do for this year's State of Retro 2020 edition. Once again, I want to big thanks to everyone that supported my channel in 2020, and here's to everything that awaits beyond. It's been one hell of a ride so far, but I'm not ready to call it quits anytime soon. So please stick around and look forward to what comes next. I'm relying on you all as much as you're relying on me. So let's give it all we got next year, make some cool stuff happen. So thank you all so much for watching this annual update. And here's hoping that nothing is as bad as it was in 2020. So leave a like, comment down below, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Seriously though, 2020 really sucked. Ugh.